Hi, welcome to Reading Sprints. As you can see, I'm joined by my lovely friend Kasha tonight. Hi, Kasha. It's been a while since we've been on sprints together. It feels like
Yes.
way too long. Certainly last year, it'll have been maybe
Yeah, I
even,
don't know. Maybe November?
yeah.
Probably November.
So, did you have a
Yeah.
nice Christmas and New Year?
Yeah, I mean, I finally was able to go to Spain for like 2 full weeks during Christmas.
Awesome.
Yeah, so my parents were happy, family, friends, ate too much, went shopping, all of the good stuff. And New Year's, I was here back in the Netherlands. Yeah. So it
That
feels
sounds
like
great.
forever, like when you take like a 2-week holiday, and then you also change year. It's like feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, I still keep getting confused and saying 2022 and writing stuff. Like for the book club that I've started, putting YA Book Club 2022, and I'm like, no, 23. I've done it wrong so many times, usually on stuff I can't edit as well, annoyingly, like on Twitter. I'm just going to jump to the comments because a couple have popped up, and then we'll find out what you're reading.
Oh, Lizzie's there so that you can write today properly.
Yes, see, Lizzie is such a good luck charm. I'm so glad you're here, Lizzie. I mean, I'm always happy Lizzie's here, but she does seem to make me write. Hi,
Yeah.
Stephen. Oh, people keep saying that they're rewatching Buffy, or I think, is this a rewatch for you, Stephen? I think you said it was last time, maybe. I really want to rewatch it, but there's so many new things to watch. Hi, Lizzie. I need to talk to Lizzie actually because we're buddy reading the Morganville Vampire books together, and I'm really enjoying them. So at some point we need to have a catch up and
I
see
bought
how.
some of them, but I never started reading them.
I think you'd like them. There may be the stuff we've been saying that the stuff like things you love when you're younger, you kind of question a bit when you're older. Like the guy that we
Yeah.
all thought was super dreamy when we were younger. It's like, is he though? Or
Right.
is he a little bit kind of domineering? So yeah, it's interesting. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm feeling different about characters.
Yeah.
Like I really like the kind of protective, mysterious guy character this time, whereas before I liked the sort of dreamy, heartthrob type character.
Totally.
So things have changed a little bit. Hi, Han. Han's already shared on Twitter what books she's planning to read, so that's cool. Having a nice, relaxed evening reading. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Ellie. Lots of
Hello.
familiar faces tonight. Hi, Ashlyn. Hi. Excellent. Nice that I've managed to catch people at a good time. Is Shiva a reread for you, Han? Because I read that back in the day, like not long after Twilight came out, I think that was. So it's been a while. I have not heard of The Shadows Between Us. Have you, Kasha?
No. And
Interesting. It
I've
sounds.
never read Maggie's Stiefvater either. Not yet.
Yeah, I liked Shiva. I always forget that was by her. I really liked the Raven Cycle books. It's not my usual type of book, but I did appreciate them. Sort of spooky fantasy. My comments are jumping around. Sorry if I miss anybody. Excellent. So the things that I'm buddy reading with Lizzie is what Lizzie's trying to do tonight. So yeah, we are reading Glass Houses together from the Morganville Vampires, reading Frozen Charlotte for the YA Book Club, and I haven't heard of Ashes of the Sun.
No.
Hollow sounds interesting. Kasha, did you say that you're planning to read Frozen Charlotte?
I already read it, so that's why I skipped this month from the book club.
Yes, that was it.
Because I read
Okay.
it already. Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to read I think it's a prequel that came out later.
Yeah, it
I
is.
have
Yeah.
not read that one, but I did read Frozen Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte Says is very similar in tone to Frozen Charlotte. I think it came out a few years after, but like you said, is a prequel.
It's a prequel.
Explains a little bit more about how they got into that situation.
Hello.
Awesome. I loved the Midnight Game. I'm even excited about that, Caroline, so I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, my copy just came in the mail and I'm like,
Yay!
it's time, it's time.
Yes, drop everything and read that. Lizzie saying hi. This Is How You Lose a Time War. Is that by my brain has just gone. Is it Matt Haig? Does that ring a bell, Kasha? I don't know.
I know the title. It might be Matt Haig, but I've definitely seen this title before.
Yeah, his books are really popular. Have you read any of them?
Yeah, I've read The Humans and The Ratleys.
Yeah,
And
did
I
you like
enjoy them
those?
both. Yeah, but I think you need to like the humor because it's very specific. And
Okay.
if you don't get his humor or his satire almost, then you're not gonna like his books.
Okay.
But then he has some like self-help kind of books that deal into more like heavier topics, and I still need to read some of those.
Yeah, see, I've sort of avoided those because they seem like the kind of thing that's going to make me feel really sad, and I just can't. You know what I'm like
Mm.
with sad books, I just can't do it. So I think I'd probably prefer those. Like people have told me that they think I'd enjoy the Radleys and the Humans. Um, and
Reread.
ooh, so is that your own challenge, Han, that you're doing for 2023? Is this something that other people can join in? Because I kind of want to do that too. Oh, cool. Villain Romance YA. That sounds fun. Everybody just having a little catch up in the comments. This is nice. Awesome. You've
Mm.
done well, Ellie, to be over halfway through. I still haven't picked that book up because I keep looking at it like, no, it's too long. I know how little time I get to read as it is. So, how about you, Kasia? Have you read any Samantha Shannon?
No, I had the how is it something with a bone? I forgot the
Oh, is it the
name.
Bone season, the first one?
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
have the first one, but I never picked it up, so I'm questioning if I will ever pick it up at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I liked the Bone season. As I've said, it's not really my usual genre, but I did enjoy that. But I haven't picked up any of the others yet, so it does make me wonder if I loved it enough to kind of read on. And then I know Priory is a separate thing, but it's just so thick.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't think I can manage.
Like normally I don't read so much fantasy, and it's just so big that I'm like, maybe not.
Yeah, same. I think I need to ease myself in with fantasy as opposed to going like full the thickest, chunkiest one you can possibly find. Ashes of the Sun, King. Oh, is King of Battle and Blood the? I'm really so bad at authors. Scarlet something. I think it might be. Is it vampires? Don't know. People have told me to read King of Battle and Blood, and I seem to have instantly. Is it Scarlet St. Clair or somebody like that? I think wrote that. Um. Oh, sci-fi literary fiction sounds very specific. Do you ever read literary, Kasia? I sort of went through a phase of it and haven't read any for a while.
No, I don't read much. I need to read more different things. Also, non-fiction. I feel like I need to read more. I don't
I
read
can
enough.
recommend I can recommend you some good kind of creepy ones if you
Nice.
want recommendations because I tend to it's really specific. I seem to read about cults, true crime, murderers and stuff like that. Like I don't read about anything kind of positive and uplifting.
Yeah,
Uh,
I tend to pick up those for nonfiction or biographies if I like the
yes,
person or I'm
yeah,
interested. Yeah,
yeah,
but
that's a good
mostly
one.
murder.
Yeah, exactly. My laptop's dinging at me, telling me the battery's running out, but I'm going to plug it in a minute. Oh, that's cool. I
Ah,
like that idea.
yes.
It will be so interesting. I'll be interested. Make sure you post about them. I want to know what you think of those books and whether they still kind of hold up. Yeah, see, that's why I'm thinking that I could kind of unofficially join you because I think I haven't spoken to Lizzie about this, but I'm going to try and read maybe a Morganville book a month because there are 15 of them. So I think if I read one a
Oh,
month
what?
and then it goes into next year, I will suddenly have read them all, like I did with True Blood last year. I haven't. Kasia, how about you?
Yes.
I
It's
thought you might
fantastic.
have. Was it
Yes.
good?
Oh, I loved it. It was fantastic. Honestly, it was one of the best movies that I watched in 2022. It made it to my 10 best movies of the year. So recommend.
Yeah. I have been so bad with horror lately just because I can only anything that isn't toddler appropriate has to be in like a really short window.
Mm,
So like we're rewatching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because I haven't seen it since I watched it at the cinema and I thought I'd give it another watch and it's taking us so long just because it has to be in like
yeah,
segments
like a
when he's
little
not
bit.
awake. And no, you
The
just
la-
really don't want your toddler to catch any Quentin Tarantino at all. So
no, probably not. Yeah, the last one I watched is Megan. That actual I watched it on the 31st of December
okay.
because it was like an early release here. So we went on New Year's Eve. And I know it doesn't come out in the UK until tomorrow, so a lot of people
Okay.
are like waiting.
Was it
But
good?
yeah,
Because I've seen it advertised.
it was a lot of fun actually. Like I thought it might be too silly, but then I had a good time. So yeah,
Okay, that sounds good. Is it scary as well? Is it quite creepy?
I would not consider it creepy. I mean, it's not really like those creepy atmospheric jump scare type of movie. It's another kind of horror. It's more like a fun horror. I don't know if you've seen
Okay.
Malignant, but kind of more fun. But it's
Okay.
PG-13, so it doesn't have. I think they even reshot some scenes because they wanted to make it PG-13, so it's not that extreme with the
Okay,
horror
that's
either.
interesting. It's funny when I saw the advert for it, I just could not tell if she was meant to be like a really scary. Because is she sort of AI?
Yeah, she is AI.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell what it was to begin with, like whether she was a doll that kind of comes to life or more like actual artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it is Scarlet St. Clair, the King of Battle and Blood. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I need to read more of that kind of thing this year. I'm not sure about the forced marriage thing, but the smutty vampires gets my attention. Yeah, I think we should do it, Lizzie. Let's go for it. I'm accidentally reading faster than I said, though. I'm at chapter 11, just to warn you. So sorry about that, Lizzie. You might want to read on double
Need
speed
to
or
catch up
something.
now in the sprints.
Yeah, yeah. It's so Moorish. Like I read it probably more than 10 years ago, I would say, and it's just kind of casting me back to that time. It's really good. Oh, I
Yeah, it's in
do.
Disney
Thank you.
Plus.
Okay, I'm going to check that out. Ashlyn says, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
all of you have convinced me. 3 votes for the menu. My husband's here. I'm like, we need to watch this film. But I will finish. I'm going to finish Tarantino first because it's just taking, like, we started a week ago. And I'm going to have forgotten the beginning at this point. So, what are you planning to read or do in sprints, Kasha?
So I started a book that I'm gonna keep reading. It's Bite by Richard Lehman.
Okay.
I don't know if you've read Richard Lehman before.
No, and I'm sort of. Did you see the face that I pulled? I was like, I keep seeing this name. I haven't read any Richard Lehman.
So
He seems to come up on HorrorTube. Is it horror?
yeah. I keep collecting his books because I'm obsessed. But
Okay.
the thing is, these books are a little bit older, so a lot of the things are a little bit old school, maybe
Okay.
sometimes. There's always like sex, naked ladies, like all of that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
you can expect like absolutely all the trigger warnings for his books. They are really
Okay.
extreme. So it's not for everybody. It's an acquired taste.
Okay. Well, maybe you
They
can think
are
about
a
one that
lot.
is. Think about one that's a good gateway book in, and I might give it a go.
I started with Endless Night, but that was really extreme. Uh,
Okay.
but
Maybe we
they're
need a
called
guide from like less extreme to most extreme.
maybe.
Well, on that subject,
Yeah.
I'm reading Junji Ito, No Longer Human, and I've absolutely loved every Junji Ito book I've read so far, and I'm not loving this one. And it is,
No.
I know, it's a biography. Well, it's based on an autobiographical novel, which I cannot believe because it is. The story is just horrendous. Um, I don't even know how to explain it without spoilers, but basically, this man doesn't like humans and finds humans really weird. But he deals with that by doing lots of things. Like you said, including naked ladies are quite a lot of the things. So it's quite visually graphic, and some of the content's really graphic as well. And it's a little bit repetitive because it's autobiographical. It's kind of not following a narrative arc as you would expect.
Mhm.
It's just all these little incidents. And I just think that things are going better, and then the character does something terrible again that kind of ruins his life, and he's just on this journey of self sabotage. So I'm just not sure about it. But I'm buddy reading it with Spoopy Hall, and she has finished and said that it had improved by the end because she was having a similar reading experience. So I'm kind of hoping I'm halfway through. I'm hoping that if I read a bit more of this, I might feel a bit better about it because the artwork is still stunning, and I think maybe it's just missing Junji Ito's actual style in the storytelling because it's somebody else's story. That's maybe where I'm
Mm.
going a bit wrong with it. But
I hope it
um,
gets better for you.
thank you. But it's that thing. I know that it's Junji Ito, and I want to read them
Mm.
all, so I'm kind of persevering. And there are things I like the visuals are amazing, and the bits that you can tell are his touches are really good. But then the actual story is just not my thing. And like you said, the content warnings. There's a couple of things that are just normally a no-go area for me completely that took me a little bit off guard. So I should.
Yeah.
I'm going to
There
go. What? Sorry.
there is a Junji Ito short horror stories coming on Netflix. I think it's
Ah,
maybe in
interesting.
February. I'm not really sure, but it's gonna be anime, but it's like 20 of his stories.
Cool. That
So it
sounds.
might be interesting to watch if you
Yeah, I
love
really
his
like
stories.
I've read Shiver so far of his short story ones, and I love that. I think I maybe have read one other as well, and then I've enjoyed all the novel style ones. Still still manga, but like kind of long form rather than short story manga. So this is the first one where I've just been a bit unsure.
Well, this
So
one
this,
is about vampires, so maybe if I finish it, it's not too
yeah,
bad. I can recommend.
yeah. Let me know if I can cope with that, because vampires usually do make me feel a little bit more like I can cope. So yeah, anybody, if you're thinking about getting into detail, I'd say this is not the No Longer Human is
Don't
not the
start
most
with that one.
representative. Yeah, and do what I've done. Read loads of the others, decide that you really like them, and then maybe dip into this one. Because a few other people said that to me, and of course I ignored them and thought I'll do my own thing, and I should maybe have listened. But oh, see, oh, I liked it. However, I read it on audiobook, and I think when I started reading the physical copy of it, I found those books a little bit like maybe not quite as accessible as Laini Taylor's Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. So maybe the audio might save you if you're into listening to audiobooks. Oh, see,
Yes.
Sharon, like you, Kasha's kind of read everything.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe between you, if you can both vouch for the vampire book, I'll be brave and I'll try and maybe
Yeah,
try
I
that
will
one.
let you know because I'm not too far. I mean, it's quite graphic. I don't know how bad it's gonna get.
There's a certain kind of graphic I can cope with. Like if it's just indeterminately bloody and murderous, I can cope. But if it gets kind of anything to do with children or I don't know, like families and stuff like that, like any horror film I watch and it's a family going into a
Mm,
horrible situation, like The
there is.
Hills Have Eyes, I'm just like, nope, can't do
I
it.
think there was one about families. I don't know now if it was All Hallows Eve or the Beasta. No, there was one that definitely is not for you. But
Yeah,
I'll see.
so
Maybe this one. Maybe.
okay, yeah, look out for children for me.
Yeah.
And if there are children, I'm just gonna leave it. I think it might be a good time for a sprint. So I'm going to do some reading. I am trying still. I keep saying I'm going to finish this book by the end of the year. Now I'm going to finish it by the middle of January. I really want to finish writing this book by like next week. So I'm going to do some writing and editing and hope that I can get that whipped in shape. It's getting there, but it's just slow process.
It's okay. There were holidays and everything in between. It delays things you want it or not, because
Yeah, there are nice things. And also, I've done a bit of freelance work, which is great because it's like immediate money versus
hmm,
writing a book that you might get paid for in whenever.
yeah,
Um, so, yeah, I've kind of made judgment calls on my time and left this one a little bit. So, I will get to it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, she says with wide, frightened eyes.
you can do it.
So, yeah, thank you. Let us know in the comments what you are planning to read or do, or if you want any recommendations from us, particularly Kasha.
Yes,
If you want the horror movie and book recommendations,
yes,
Kasha is here, so
I'm here.
you may as well use her knowledge. I'm gonna do 40-minute sprints using Pomodoro. Kitty said be warned, it will meow.
Yes.
Apologies if there are cats, real ones in the vicinity. So let's do 40 minutes. I think I'll do 40, and then finish on a 30 as usual. So we tend to finish just before 10 o'clock our time, just before 11 for you,
Yes,
Kasha. So
for me.
if you need to jump out before then, just, we won't be offended.
No, I'll try my best not to fall asleep on camera.
Okay.
But apart from that,
If you notice Kasha like tilting forward, just mention it in the comments and
like,
I'll turn her sound on and wake her up.
yeah, I just got myself a new reading chair now. So maybe I'm too comfortable.
It does look comfortable. Yeah.
So we will
Just
see.
see how you go. If you feel the warning signs, just tell me and we can just cut your camera or something. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to put the kitty on, so we will
Yes.
see you in 40 minutes. Bye. Hello.
Hello.
Try and talk really gently because I don't want to make anybody jump any more than the cat already has. So, how did you get on during the sprint?
Good. I have a cat on my lap, so I cannot go
Oh,
anywhere. It's a
excellent.
I'm stuck here. So I read around 35 pages.
Cool. Well done.
His books are always really chunky, so I'm used to it. But it's like when I start reading a Richard Lehman book, I feel like I'm invested, like I'm in the story from the get go. And I think that's why I like his books, even though they might be a little bit too extreme when it comes to the horror. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't know if it's too much about vampires, but it happens at the beginning, so I will let you know about the
Okay.
vampire thing.
Is it quite dense to read, or are they sort of readable books?
I think they are readable. Yeah, yeah. I don't think they are too dense in that way. I think it's easy to make progress through them because
Okay.
otherwise I don't think I would be able to to enjoy
Yeah,
them
I
so
know.
much.
I don't mind a thick book. Well, I can't cope with really thick at the minute, but like quite thick if they are sort of that easily digestible, I think.
I mean, it is for me, but I guess the reading style has to work out for you as well
Yeah, yeah,
because
I
it's
get that.
always, one author to another is such a big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I did no reading. However, I did some of my freelance stuff because I've got some edits that I need to do on a freelance thing I wrote for Christmas. And then I did some edits on my actual book. So I'm happy about that. And I'm just at a point where I'm so close to the end. I just know that I need to push through for a few days and then all will be good. So I just need to keep going a little bit longer. I'm hoping to read in the next sprint because I really want to get through this Junji and see if it
Picks
redeems
up a
itself.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, if it redeems itself by the end, we will see. You're not feeling hugely positive about that. Like sometimes I keep hold of the optimism. The optimism's like leaving
It's
me,
gone.
but yeah. Okay. I wonder what
Um,
country are you in, Rally? I'm wondering if it might be in different places because I know that I'm in the same one.
yeah.
International in Caroline, so hope you can find it somewhere. I mean, this
Oh
happens all.
no.
It's my husband who's really good at that. He'll say, of all the people you subscribe to, do you realize how many videos we've still got to watch? It's like, yes, okay, let's have a night of that. We catch up on everybody. You're really good at it, Kasha.
Yeah.
Like you always seem
I
to keep
try.
you keep on top of your comments and stuff. I sometimes go weeks and I think, oh, I've just not had time, and I feel really bad because I love watching other people's stuff. And sometimes I watch it and then forget to comment. That's even worse. So they don't even know about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't comment only if I'm watching them on my phone
Yeah,
because it's just not so comfortable to type.
yeah,
For me, I don't know if I watch them in my phone, I'm like, because when I watch them on my PC, I comment as I watch the video so that I can comment all the things that I found interesting or that I wanted to talk about so I don't forget. But
yes.
if I'm on my phone, I cannot keep going back and forth to the comments. So it stresses me too much.
Yeah, what I tend to do is have it on the TV and then I end up commenting on my
Mm,
phone, and that seems to
yeah, or
work
that.
for
Yeah.
me. Bienvenue, bonjour. I wish I could say more in French. I'm too tired. Do you speak French, Kasha? Is that one of the languages that you speak?
No, I did. I think I did 1 or 2 years of French, but I had so much on my plate I had to drop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's not bad. I did it to A level, but I just, when it comes to having actual French conversation, I just completely dry up. And I think I've forgotten quite a bit of it as well. But we did go to Disney Paris and it brought a bit back. So I feel like to practice my language skills, I probably need to go back to Disney. It's a sacrifice I'm willing
Yeah,
to keep.
practice is key. When you stop practicing something, you forget so quickly.
Yeah, you do. And I think it becoming like I had to do like conversation exams and spoken language and stuff. And it's that side of it. As soon as you stop talking it all the
Mm.
time, the fluency and the confidence just disappears. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry that we have influenced you, but also welcome. And if you want to read it along with us, and join the club because I'm reading it with Lizzie and Hannah at the minute. Oh, it is a French person. Ça va bien, merci. I can remember that. I can't remember how to say I am tired in French, but I am tired too. Yeah, neither can I. All I
Mm.
need, like Kasha even saying that there's vampires in that book that's possibly too extreme for me and really long, and I'm like, vampires, you say? Oh, cool. What is that like? Was it good? I'm guessing from the little hearty face, it was good.
I like the title.
Yeah, no, provocative. Definitely bookseller. Sorry, Han, not you. Honest. Cool. What is Poster Girl? That sounds, I feel like it sounds like a comic or a manga or something, but I'm really bad at guessing these. This is usually where somebody goes, nope, adult horror. I'm like, okay. Have you heard of that one?
No, but my mind goes immediately to, like Missing Girl poster. Like
Oh, okay. So,
my,
yeah, I mean,
like my mind goes to the horror. It's like I can't stop it. It's like,
see, I'm more like your manga character, girl and a
yeah.
person. Everybody's happy.
And I'm like disappearance,
Yeah,
murder.
no. Disappearance and death.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, Nicholas Holt. Excellent. That's all I need to know. You three have told me to watch it. It has Nicholas Holt
It's
in it. I love
fantastic.
him. Since watching it, have you seen Warm Bodies?
The movie, yeah, I
Yeah,
watched it some time ago. Yeah.
yeah. Since watching that, I've just been like such a big Nicholas Holt fan. I thought it was great in About a Boy, but all of a sudden, now he's an adult. He's just so
Yeah.
good and nice to look at as well. Um, oh no, Han. Hopefully yours will arrive soon. I haven't heard of it. I'm surprised that it's kind of passed both of us by. Hi, thank you for joining us. I mean, you can't go in Asda and not buy books. They're just so cheap and they're right there to just put in your trolley.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is a shame. I'm just gonna go. Did you say you were reading? Oh, I
Poster
forgot.
Girl, I think. She said she was
Oh,
gonna
Poster
change
Girl.
to.
Oh, sorry. I was back on
Yeah.
Prairie of the Orange.
Yeah, I think that's the one she used for the first print, and she's gonna
Yes.
change to
Okay.
Poster
Thank you. I'm
Girl
glad you're
now.
keeping on, Kasha. I've
I'm
had a
trying.
really, really busy day. I have Renfield, Nicholas.
Yes.
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 Yeah. I'm very excited about that.
Same. I'm watching everything Nicolas Cage. I mean, at this point, I will watch
Cage? Are we on
anything with
Cage or Holt?
what?
Did you say Nicholas Cage or Nicholas
Cage.
Holt? Okay.
Cage. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be so much fun. I'm really
Yes,
excited.
it does. I think we've caught up on comments. So you're planning
Yeah.
to continue reading your book in the next sprint?
I think so. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to try and finish this freelance stuff and then maybe read a bit of Junji Ito and then do some more editing. And I think my brain may not cope with any more after that. I think the last sprint it might be TV and cross stitch. So we'll see how we go. I'm just going to do the last couple of comments. Hi, thank you for joining us. You know, it's so
Yeah.
tempting. This is me in Empire of the Vampire. I keep looking at it on my
Yeah.
shelf and it's just like a brick sitting there and it's vampires, but it's so big. I
I
mean,
have a couple of books that are so big. Every time I watch them, I'm like, but I
yeah,
also don't want to unhold them, so I don't know what to do with them. I'm like, what do I do with you? Like, there is one, it's called, I think, the Luminaires, and it's like
oh,
this chunky,
is
and
that
it's always
the?
intrigued me. But
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Illumini. I was going to say the Illumini is
no,
quite a thick book, but it's in mixed media, so that's a quick read. But yeah, I don't know about that one. Maybe we need to read the
I don't
first
know.
chapter of all of our chunky books, and if we don't like them, just unhaul because you could fit about 4 books there that you do want to read. So
Yeah, it's the
it's just
commitment. It's like if you start this chunky book, you know, and it's also not horror, so it's like
yeah, I feel like you're talking yourself
a
out of it.
bigger commitment, you know.
Yeah, read a little bit of that one, and I say if it's not grabbing you, DNF and replace it with
Yeah,
some.
I've made some piles of books to like unhaul because I wanted to make space for horror collectibles, and I have a pile of books that I'm not ready to let go, but I'm like I'll read a chapter or two from each of them and then decide if I keep them or not because
That's a good idea. I
also
think I
doesn't
need a
make sense
night.
to keep like 30 books that I don't know.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
You
Maybe
know?
like one evening you could just clear the lot. That would be really good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so big, isn't it? I don't even have it yet. I do just keep looking at it and thinking maybe one day. Okay, I'm going to mark where we got up to in the comments and do all the things like put the banner on. So let us know in the comments what you are planning to do in the next sprint, and then afterwards what you've been up to. I think we'll do another 40 minutes for this one. Beware the kitty at the other end, and we will see you on the other side. Hello, I was not ready then. Kitty made me
Hello.
jump. I was concentrating. Um, how did you get on, Kasha?
Good. I'm making progress. I don't know how many pages. I'm still on page 160. It's nearly 400 pages book, so I'm getting
Oh
there.
wow,
I'm getting
yeah.
there.
Are you enjoying it still?
Yeah, I mean, it's, typical Richard Lehman, I would say. Things start to get more complicated, and situations get more messed up and more messed up as we go. So, yeah, I like it.
Complicated, messed up in a good way, like you can still follow it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. I am quite tempted. I'm going to see. I'll wait and see when you get to the end of this one. You can tell me if there's enough vampires in it for me, and if it's not too much.
So far, there's no kids, I can tell you that.
Okay, that's good. That's a big plus in its favor. You know, I
Good.
cannot speak for the Junji Ito book. It was a very like a small thing at the beginning. Well, I say small. It was like bad, but very brief, shall we say? But it was like just another another nail in the coffin of the book. I haven't read any more yet. I got really engrossed in the edits on the freelance stuff I'm doing. I was planning to relax in the last sprint, but I think I'm going to push ahead and do my edits just because you know when you're at that point where you're so close and you're like, I just want
Mm,
to
get
do
it
these
done,
edits
yeah.
and get this sent back because I've got too many things on my list and this will be one thing off my list.
Yes. I love to tick off things of my list. I try to make a list of things that I have to do every day, like even if it's 3 or 4 things, but like the most important ones. And I love to be like, tick, tick, I did this, I did this.
Sometimes I've been known to write a thing even after I've done it, just so I get the satisfaction of
Yes.
like I forget to write on my list and then write it on afterwards. Yeah, there's something about being a human, isn't there? How it's satisfying to I think so much is out of our control list, just make a few things easy to tick off and control.
It's just like to keep in mind what is the most important things that I need to accomplish today. And if there's other things that I don't get to, it's okay. I got like to the main ones that I had to do today.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise I get distracted with other things that I also want to do or can do. And then I don't get to the things that I actually really 100% have to do.
Yeah, and it depends how desirable those things are because if they're not fun, even if you need to do them, they tend to get bumped on a few days, don't they?
Sometimes.
Okay, let's jump to the comments. If you've popped up, I'm sorry they're jumping around a little bit, so if I miss you, I do apologise. Well done, Lizzie. What do
Yes.
you think so far? Are you terrified? A few people have messaged me and said, like, you've picked a really scary book for the first
Oh,
book. I was
really? Oh,
like, okay.
wow.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't think Frozen Charlotte was that scary, but it's like you said about readers' interpretations. Frozen
Mm,
Charlotte to me is very atmospheric and quite scary. Um, but I'm not that scared of dolls. Where maybe if you are scared of dolls, like if they were little clown dolls, maybe I would be more scared. Um, little dead baby dolls, maybe not scary to me somehow, which goes against the other things I've said tonight about children, but I like to be contradictory. Excellent. It is very tense. If anybody doesn't know,
nice.
it's a book by Cynthia Murphy where a group of teens find about this game called Midnight Man and they decide they're going to try and summon him. So it just kind of hits the ground running and they are running for their lives from what may or may not be the Midnight Man. It's very good. And it has bits of social media in too, so you get to read the conversations of the kids like planning to do this thing and then other bits of mixed media. It's very, very good. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Caroline. I thought you would. Yeah, it is at the beginning of the book. I remember first
Mm.
reading it and being like, oh, Alex Bell went right in the first chapter. I think it's the first chapter or first couple of chapters. Something happens to one of the characters where you don't know who's going to be the main character in the book, and you find out pretty quickly who is. That's all I will say. But yeah, it's been lovely. It's quite hard to pick a book for a book club that you think lots of people are going to enjoy because everybody's
Mm.
preferences are so different. Um, but I don't know. I think that this one so far seems to be a success. And I'm going to let people choose another month, so it's their own fault if they don't like it. Fantasy has come up for February as the chosen genre, so that will
I've
be
heard.
because it's not my
Yeah.
usual thing. I do like some fantasy, so I've given Charlie a task of helping us to pick. So I need to ask her actually if she's got anywhere. I just think I've missed one of Sharon's comments. Horror is my first book too. I can't remember what this was about. Can you cash it?
I don't know. Maybe we're talking about horror, like book genres. I don't know. That's from before the sprint, I think.
Yeah, possibly. I'm sorry, Sharon. I can't remember where we were up to that conversation. But really can, because they say that they're going to try and tackle that one in February. So I'm sorry if I've missed that bit of the conversation, but at least you two
Maybe.
know.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry about that. I still don't know what Poster Girl is. You need to let us know, Ellie,
It was
whether...
a dystopian, I think she said.
Oh, dystopian. See, I'm totally behind the conversations. What is happening tonight? I'm sorry. I'm glad you're listening, Kata. I'm really trying. I'm just really tired, and I think my brains have turned into like I'm doing edits via an Excel spreadsheet. So I think my brain has just segmented itself into nonsensical columns of information. It may be. Are we talking about? It depends when this comment came up. We could have been talking about Frozen Charlotte, which is my YA book club pick. A red eye book that many people are finding very scary, about creepy little dolls that come to life when you're not looking, like a kind of evil version of Toy Story. I'm sure that's exactly what Alex was going for when she wrote it. Sorry, Alex. Yeah, me too, a little, Caroline, but I trust Charlie. I've told Charlie that I can't cope with high fantasy, and I know I'm not the only member of the book club, but I feel there must be other people who've joined this club because they like horror like I do, so maybe this will be a little way into fantasy for us. So I'm feeling hopeful. I trust Charlie. I've said nothing too high fantasy or long. And I've given examples of stuff like Strange the Dreamer and the Luminaries that don't feel too heavy fantasy. So hopefully Charlie can come through and pick us something that we will all like. Because I was surprised. I read the Luminaries over Christmas, like into January, and I really enjoyed it. And I haven't picked up any fantasy for ages because I've not felt that real absolute desperation, you know, where you get that thing where you can't stop reading it and you just think about it all the time. I felt like that about the Luminaries, which was really cool. Yes, okay, it has been really fun so far, and it's been nice to chat to people. I'm struggling a little with Goodreads because it's not the most intuitive the way comments come up, and I don't think people can necessarily, like, it doesn't necessarily tell them that I reply and stuff. But yeah, chatting to people across social media. I'm still figuring Goodreads out, but the rest, it's been nice to chat to people on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram about the book. So yeah, if anybody here hasn't joined us, feel free. You can either join the Goodreads group or just buy the book and or get it from the library and chat along. I think lots of libraries do have this one, which has been good. People have been tagging me in their library lens, and actually my local librarian has borrowed it from her library and joined in, so that's really nice. Got the local librarians on side too, so hopefully she can help me with some of the other picks too. Are you happy to do a last sprint, Kasha? Another half an hour? Do you still feel awake?
I think I can do it.
Awesome. I'm watching for you. I do check occasionally if you look asleep, but so far, is the cat still there?
No, he left me.
Okay. I can't tell. I could just see you like down to the waist, so I wasn't sure if you were catless or not.
Yeah, he was here before, but he left. Probably went for food or something.
Yeah, I mean, cats have the priorities, don't they? Like human cuddles, I think, are kind of a few steps below food. Yes, I did read that and I did enjoy it. I think that is another thing that, although it's not grounded in a very realistic world, it kind of is grounded in a world that I could recognize, and the characters kind of have issues and stuff that I can relate to. I think I struggle with high fantasy that is also removed, like the places don't feel at all familiar, the names don't feel at all familiar, the kind of problems they're dealing with don't. I think I did enjoy that one. I read it at a similar time to Midnight in Everwood. I don't know if you've read that, Caroline, and it had kind of similar magical realism sort of vibes as that. So yeah, that was a good one, actually, good example. I would probably read the second book in that series, but I like Stephanie Garber's writing. Oh, I read the Caraval books and enjoyed them too. So maybe there is some fancy as I think about it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I do
Are you
read
gonna
that.
pick a book for the book club that it's a standalone or a series? Because
I
standalones are
mean,
more complicated to find, I
yeah,
guess.
it's tricky, isn't it? I think we'll just
Mm,
go with, I'm going to see what Charlie says. And I asked her to give me a list of books, so we'll see what people pick. A lot of fantasies do seem to be part of a series, so obviously we'll just read
mm.
the first book, and then if people want to continue, they can. It's funny, quite a lot of people have tagged me recently calling my book a fantasy, and I keep saying
Oh,
I'm not a
really?
big fantasy reader, and then they're like, this really good fantasy book that I've read. I was like, oh, maybe I do like fantasy because I wrote some of it. So who knows? Maybe I'm being too narrow. I think when I think fantasy, I think a book this thick and really complicated. So maybe I just need to broaden my definition a little. Yes. Okay. So I hope you will enjoy that then. Maybe give the first chapter a quiet read in the works and see what you think. But yeah, I think if you liked that, it has a similar kind of like peril and romance and beautiful, evocative world building. So yeah, if you can handle Midnight Neverwood, I think that's good. And also Mia is lovely. So thank you for reading Mia's books because she's awesome. Okay, I think it's ready. It's ready. We are ready to go to sprint. Obviously, I need a little
Not
break.
our brains, but
Not speaking to anyone for half an hour might reset my brain a little bit. I'm just going to reset the kitty because 40 minutes is too long. That's past 11 o'clock for you, Kasha. I won't
yes.
allow that. We'll have a little chat at the end to just wrap things up, but I'm conscious that it's late for Kasha. I'm not speaking sentences anymore, so we'll probably finish fairly promptly after this one. So I will pop the kitty on and we'll see you on the other
Yes.
side.
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to remove the kitty because we've done. So, how did you get on?
Oh, good. I made it to page 192. So I think tonight
Awesome.
I've read at least 100 pages tonight. So that's good.
Well done. Nearly halfway through.
Progress.
A little person I can just hear talking, so I'm going to have to wrap this up really quickly.
Yeah.
But I won't crying now, possibly. So I managed to get some work done. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut this short. Sorry, Kasha, I'm going to dash off straight afterwards as well because it sounds
No
like his dad is
problem.
complicated.
I
But thank you
understand.
everybody for coming. I'm sorry I'm not going to jump to the comments because I just need to go and see my little boy. But I hope
Yes.
you will join us in the sprint next week, and I'm going to sign off now. So bye,
Yes. Have a good
everybody.
night, guys.
Thank you, you too. Bye, Kasha. Bye.
Bye.